What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and welcome to my Monday Night Raw review for last night's show, October 6th, 2014. Monday Night Raw took place from the Barclays Center right here in New York City, in Brooklyn. It's just a 6-train ride away for good old JD. I didn't go to the show. I don't pay money to go watch Monday Night Raw, especially now with how WWE is treating their flagship show. Last night's Monday Night Raw, again, was copy and paste from what we've been seeing. There's no reason for me to come on here and rant any longer. I will talk about the one big thing that happened last night. I will give you my thoughts and opinions on everything that transpired with Dwayne Johnson, a.k.a. The Rock, making his WWE return. Unexpected, which I will talk about in just a few seconds. But I got to get my cheap, shameless plugs in before I get on with the review. Number one, if you missed Off The Script this weekend, what the fuck are you waiting for? Go and check it out. Links are down below in the description of this video. Go and check it out. I talk about WWE 2K15, amongst other things that you might, have an interest in regarding news and rumors for the WWE. There's a reason why I say I am the #1 source for WWE content right here on YouTube.com. There's nobody that goes in depth like I do. So if you missed Off The Script, go and check it out. It'll be well worth your time. Number two, Chairshot Reality, WrestleZone.com. The guys over there, Labar, Eisenberg, and Ghoulish, they got their 250th episode coming up in November. November 7th, 2014. They got a special guest appearing on their 250th episode. None other than Vince Russo. Vince Russo is going to be in the studio talking with Labar, Eisenberg, and Ghoulish. And if you don't know who these guys are, shame on you, man. Shame on you. WrestleZone.com, Chairshot Reality, their homepage is linked down below. The best talk show on the internet when it comes to professional wrestling, spreading the reality that is the WWE. So go and check that out. Show those guys some love. They got shows every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Like I said, go show them some love and tell them JD from NY sent you over there right from this channel. All right, go and do so. They greatly deserve all your support and love, especially coming up on 250 episodes, man. That's a great milestone in itself. So go show those guys some love. And number three, Joe Cronin, funny-ass Raw review last night. He talked about everything regarding Mr. Dwayne Johnson, a.k.a. The Rock, over there on his channel last night. He reviews Monday Night Raw every Monday for about an hour. So go and check out Joe Cronin if you guys want additional WWE content besides JD. He does it great. He does a great job over there. So go and check him out. Twitter and YouTube to his channel and social media will be linked down below in the description of this video. All right. Now, let's get on with what I have to say about The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. I will not be talking about Monday Night Raw. All I did for the first hour and a half before Mr. Dwayne Johnson showed up on Monday Night Raw last night was bitch, moan, and complain on Twitter. Monday Night Raw is fucking awful. I swear to God, it was fucking awful. The Rock didn't save the show. I want to let you guys in on a little secret, okay? The Rock didn't save the show, okay? For those who are saying, oh my God, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, saved Monday Night Raw from being oh so terrible. Listen, folks, I'm going to cut right through the chase, or right to the chase. I'm going to fucking take a hot knife and fucking cut into a stick of butter, man. Raw was awful. I'm not bullshitting around, I'm not pussyfooting around. Monday Night Raw was fucking awful. Even with The Rock there, it was fucking awful. Okay? The Rock didn't save the show. The Rock, Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan, if you want to resurrect Owen Hart, Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect, whoever, man. I don't give a fuck who you bring back from the dead, who you fucking usher on into the building if he's got a fucking media appearance that same afternoon in the city. I don't give a shit who you are. You're not going to save Monday Night Raw. That's how bad Raw was last night. If you guys think I'm going a little overboard, Maybe you want to rewatch the fucking match with Hornswoggle crawling on his hands and knees in a fucking alligator costume, again, with El Torito in the middle of the fucking ring, and tell me if this is worth your time. No, it's not. John Cena, Kane, and Randy Orton in the main event again. On top of that, a handicap match. Do we want to see that again? No. I don't. I don't want to see Kane on my TV anymore, period. I don't want to see Orton and Cena in the same ring together anymore, period. Okay? I don't want to see six-man tags with the Usos, Goldust and Stardust, Ziggler and Cesaro. We seen this a few weeks back. Take out Ziggler and Cesaro and insert Sheamus and whoever, man. It's Cesaro. That's who was feuding. It's the same shit over and over every single week. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not. Because it's not worth my time. What you guys are here, what you guys have been asking for. JD, is there going to be a Raw review, man? Yeah, there's a Raw review, man. I'm going to talk about The Rock, okay? Now, with The Rock, Isaac, who does my Off The Script layouts and thumbnails, he brought up an absolutely phenomenal point, and I'm going to make this the talking point of this video, all right? Date back to Batista, right? When Batista came and his surprise got ruined, right? January 22nd is when he was supposed to be making his debut or re-debut back in the WWE after 4 or 5 years, right? He was on Monday Night Raw. He was received with lukewarm reception, okay? People knew he was going to be there, and the excitement was gone. It evaporated. When Batista finally showed up, he didn't receive the reaction that he thought he was going to get. Why? Because I don't think anyone cares about Batista anymore, to be quite frank, okay? Number two, it was advertised, and people were like, Batista's going to be here. And they weren't in a good part of town anyway. It was somewhere in fucking Georgia where they don't give a shit. It wasn't Georgia. Georgia's a good wrestling state. It was one of these fucking Louisianas or whatever, fucking Wisconsin. I don't know where it was. I really don't know where it was, but it was received with lukewarm reception, okay? Whatever he did that night really wasn't well received. It was like, Batista's back. Now, you date back to what happened yesterday, or you go forward, and what happened yesterday, I should say, with The Rock coming out on Monday Night Raw, right? People were reporting that The Rock was in New York City. He was doing media rounds. He was in the city for something. I don't know what he was doing. He was taking pictures in front of the Time Warner building on Twitter. I seen that much. But he was in the city. People were reporting, Rock might be on Monday Night Raw. He's not on the script. So if you see Rock on Raw, do not be surprised, but he was not written into the script. And it is what it is, all right? I was telling people, listen, don't believe the rumors until you physically see The Rock on your TVs. Well, lo and behold, we seen The Rock on our TVs. And let me fucking tell you something. I do not care about The Rock at all. After his matches with Punk, after his matches with John Cena, he just left a bad taste in my mouth. He did not perform as The Rock that I knew back in the day, all right? Sometimes when these guys come back there, they kind of remind you of what they used to be, how great they used to be, all right? When The Rock came back against John Cena the first time, I felt that. The rematch, the biggest rematch of all time is what they penned it at. It really wasn't. The Rock came back, and he didn't really impress me at all. John Cena actually impressed me more with the interaction with The Rock than The Rock did against John Cena. All right, that's just my honest opinion about that. The Rock, second time around, I thought tried too hard. He didn't know what else to say and do against John Cena. Now that The Rock is back again, okay, I don't know how long he's going to be back for. I don't know what he's back for. I don't know what his status is with WWE right now. Hopefully I got more news for Friday, but it was unannounced. And like I mentioned, Isaac told me on Twitter, it was unannounced, and the element of surprise played right into WWE's hands. It was an overwhelming positive. Like I mentioned, Batista, he came back, and it was advertised. WWE advertised that the Animal Batista was going to be back. There was no highlights. There was no video package. There was nothing on the Titantron. There wasn't a commercial. We didn't hear news and rumors about The Rock coming back and being in Brooklyn on Monday Night Raw. When The Rock came out on Monday Night Raw, the reaction that he got sent chills up my fucking back. And I don't get like that ever. Ever. There's only certain periods in WWE, certain scenarios in WWE that send chills up my back. Last night when his music hit, I felt those chills up my fucking, my arms and my back. Why? Because we did not know he was going to be there. We heard rumors he might be there, but when his music hit and Rusev was in the ring, chills went up and down my fucking back. Okay? Now, the reason why we enjoyed this segment so much last night with Rusev and The Rock, the reason why we enjoyed it so much is because Monday Night Raw has been fucking dreadful for the past 3 months. One segment out of 3 months of programming, WWE has done right. Whether last night was planned, whether last night was booked on the fly, I don't give a shit. It was great television. For 20 minutes, we forgot everything that the WWE was doing for the past 3 months and just sit back and relaxed and enjoyed what happened in that ring last night. The reason why that segment went over so well is because it had to do well. It had to do well. It was literally the best thing we've seen on TV for months. For months. And the fact that it was unadvertised, it made it even better. Do you think that crowd would have given The Rock that reception? That reception was fucking unreal. Unreal. Do you think that crowd, being that it's New York, I don't know. It's either hit or miss with them. But if you think that crowd would have gave that same reaction to The Rock if they knew he was going to be there, do you really think that would have happened? No. I don't think so. The people would have been, waiting with bated breath until The Rock came out. Everything else would have been secondary. Fuck this shit. I don't want to see this. Move on to the next segment. This shit sucks. Whatever. They wanted to see The Rock. If that was the case, if it was advertised, all they would have waited for is The Rock. Okay? Being that he wasn't there, or advertised, nobody knew he was going to be there. When he came out, people were like, what the fuck? I bought a ticket to Monday Night Raw to see Monday Night Raw, but we're getting The Rock. People went crazy. People were fucking thrilled. Chants. I never heard anything like that all year on Monday Night Raw. All year. So the fact that it was unannounced made it even more special. That's the old-fashioned way to do things. I understand WWE's a business, and for something else, they wanted to make money off Batista advertising it. It didn't work out, man. This is the way you got to do these types of appearances, going into the future. No matter if it's going to make you money, if you advertise it. Obviously, WWE is about the ratings, about the money, about the eyeballs. They want to get all those people over from Monday Night Football. Listen, The Rock is going to be here. We're going to advertise it 3 weeks out. Tune in to Monday Night Raw. The Rock is going to be here. No, I don't like it that way. I don't like it for Batista. I don't like it for anybody else. I'm not going to like it when Daniel Bryan's going to make his return to the Royal Rumble. I don't want to know anything about Daniel Bryan in the fucking Royal Rumble when his time comes, man. I don't want his name to be even announced before that pay-per-view hits the air. When number 30 comes up in the Royal Rumble, I want to hear that fucking theme song hit the fucking PA system, and I want that place to fucking burn to the ground, man, with the reaction that he's going to get. That's what I want. Those are the best moments in wrestling. When it's unannounced, like it was last night, those are moments and scenarios you'll be talking about for weeks. That's why WWE, I'm glad, booked it like that on the fly. One of the few times that I'm actually going to be saying that, and it worked in their favor. Because I don't think The Rock would have gotten that reaction if he was advertised for the show. And I know, like I said, WWE needs to make money. They want the ratings. They want the eyeballs. Unadvertised is the best way to go. Because as a fan, it's only positivity when it's dealing with us. Plain and simple. If it was advertised, I don't think it would have had the same reaction. But regardless, The Rock was on top of his game. I haven't seen The Rock like that in years. He knew what he was talking about. He was smooth. He was quick. And against Rusev, he had a lot of fucking talking points. He mentioned Lana. He mentioned, how Rusev is and the whole Russian character. Calling him a foreign asshole. It was all great. It was all great. And The Rock, like I said, was on top of his game. I haven't seen The Rock like that in years. He was much better last night than I've ever seen him in his most recent returns to the WWE. Now, I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means for The Rock. I don't know what this means for Rusev. But I will tell you this, okay? The Rock being back does not mean he's going to be put in a feud with Rusev. I'm letting you guys know this right now. Doesn't mean he's going to be feuding with Rusev. If Rusev is going to be one of your building blocks for the future, why would you feed him to The Rock? I could see it maybe WrestleMania season. I could see it down the line, months from now. Not now. If you want to build Rusev up, you got to get behind Rusev, and that's what the WWE is doing. Okay, they mentioned that he hasn't been pinned. He's still undefeated. He's lost by DQ, but he hasn't been pinned. Okay? Now, if you're going to book Rusev versus The Rock, I wouldn't be surprised, and I wouldn't be against Rusev getting one over on The Rock. Because The Rock is not going to be around for 10 years. Rusev is going to be around 10 years. But also, you got to take into consideration, do you guys see Rusev as one of those guys you can firmly get behind in WWE giving him a win over The Rock? A Hall of Famer. I don't know. I don't know yet. Rusev has impressed me, but on the flip side, he really hasn't impressed me because WWE really hasn't given him quality guys to work with. I'm done with the swaggers. I'm done with the big shows. I'm done with these guys. Put him against someone like Sheamus, like I've been talking about. You know, build him up. Put him against Cena. You know? But Rusev versus The Rock is not going to happen right now. I wouldn't be opposed to Rusev getting a win over The Rock, but The Rock coming back, to me, and I mentioned this on Twitter last night, could be, you know, in line to potentially go up against Brock Lesnar. Now, there's rumors going around that Brock Lesnar is not going to be defending the title for the remainder of the year. I highly doubt that. I think he will be back at Survivor Series or TLC. All right, he will definitely be at the Rumble. He will be at Elimination Chamber. He will be at WrestleMania 31. Plain and simple. That's just the way it's going to be. I don't see him sitting out the remainder of this year. But I spoke about this months ago. I mentioned this on podcast with Joe Cronin. I mentioned this last night. I would not be surprised with The Rock back that now he is building towards, you know, getting affiliated with the WWE Universe again and hopefully coming back for a WrestleMania match. Maybe they put him against Lesnar. Maybe they put him against Lesnar at the Royal Rumble. They have Lesnar and Rock at the Rumble. Rock beats Lesnar. After all these months of dominance by Brock Lesnar, The Rock comes in, the white knight in shining armor, takes down Lesnar. Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble, and you got Reigns versus The Rock at WrestleMania. Passing of the torch, blood-related, family. Rock wants to work with Roman Reigns. He's been very vocal about that in past interviews. It makes sense. It's more logical to me that Roman Reigns goes against The Rock and beats The Rock at WrestleMania instead of Roman Reigns going against Brock Lesnar, because now with his injury, I don't see that being really believable. I really don't. You know, WWE has a lot of different ways to go about WrestleMania right now. Even if you don't have The Rock versus Lesnar and you know, you have The Rock in some type of match at WrestleMania. I don't know. WWE's got a lot of thinking to do. I'm just giving you ideas that I thought about months ago. You know, then you're worried about Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan certainly deserves to win the Royal Rumble. I would love to see Daniel Bryan win the Royal Rumble. I would love to see Daniel Bryan go back on the road to WrestleMania and reclaim the WWE Championship. But I don't know if the WWE is going to put him in the ring with Brock Lesnar immediately after having neck surgery. Okay? Same thing with Stone Cold Steve Austin. People talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin coming back and listing his potential opponents upon return. That's been a big talking point this year. Especially now, this week. Austin revealed on his podcast he's getting in shape for a return to the WWE. And he switched topics. I was listening to the podcast as he said it. Okay? But I don't see him going against Brock Lesnar either. Austin is not young. Austin is not young by any stretch of the imagination. I think putting him in the ring with Brock Lesnar is a very bad thing. Lesnar's physical. Every time I see Lesnar in a ring, I think he's going to physically fucking hurt somebody. That's just the way he is. So with The Rock back, it doesn't necessarily mean he's going against Rusev. They may cross paths. They may revisit this storyline. They may revisit what happened on Monday Night Raw last night during the road to WrestleMania. Maybe an Elimination Chamber. I don't know what The Rock is going to be involved in for WrestleMania. It's too early. I'm just giving you ideas and scenarios. But that's just the way I'm thinking right now. All right? I don't want to get your hopes up, but you got to understand last night was probably a one-time thing. Plain and simple. Until the WWE gives us solid, concrete evidence on TV about where they're going with WrestleMania, I would not make this a talking point. Don't believe the rumors. If I hear something, obviously I will report it. But overall, last night's segment was great. It did not save the show by any stretch of the imagination. Raw was still fucking awful. I don't even give it a fucking rating because that's how bad it was. The other thing I want to talk about very quickly is John Cena and Dean Ambrose. Listen, Dean Ambrose with the fucking slime and the ketchup and the mustard and the fucking relish, hot dog buns, this and that, getting on the train to Coney Island and bringing back a fucking hot dog cart. Listen, man, I know he's the lunatic fringe, but you gotta stop with the fucking kiddie shit, man. I don't want to see Dean Ambrose squirting ketchup on Randy Orton and Seth Rollins, man. He's a lunatic. Have him beat the shit out of somebody like a lunatic does, like a fucking psychopath. I don't need psychopaths squirting mustard on you, man. It's not entertaining to me. I rolled my eyes when I seen fucking Randy Orton just sitting on the fucking ground, drenched in ketchup. That's not for me, man. This is fucking childish fucking nonsense. Plain and simple. Alright? The ending segment to a fucking abysmal main event, seeing Dean Ambrose DDT John Cena and Dean Ambrose standing tall above John Cena at the close of Monday Night Raw. If I'm not mistaken, is Dean Ambrose a fucking face? Why did you book that the way you did last night, WWE? Doesn't that make Dean Ambrose now a heel? You booked him as a heel so that John Cena gets the babyface reaction going into Hell in a Cell. I would have booked it the other way around. You want Cena with the mixed reaction. You should have had John Cena DDT or AA Dean Ambrose to close Monday Night Raw. Why did you do Dean Ambrose DDTing John Cena? Now going into Hell in a Cell, Dean Ambrose is going to be labeled as a heel because he DDT'd and attacked John Cena on Monday Night Raw. That doesn't make any sense to me. Leading into their match at Hell in a Cell, Dean Ambrose needs to win this match. John Cena cannot win this match at Hell in a Cell. Otherwise, everything you did with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, wiped away. It vanishes like a cloud of smoke. Nothing. If John Cena wins, I want nothing more to do with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. Dean Ambrose's agenda is more important than John Cena. Okay? This dates back to being together as a group for a year and fucking trusting each other and fighting matches with each other, going through war with each other, standing up for justice in the Shield together. All because John Cena got screwed out of a WWE Championship match at Night of Champions. His agenda is more important than Dean Ambrose getting revenge on Seth Rollins, who turned his back on his brothers. That's more important to John Cena or WWE. I don't understand that. I really don't understand WWE's logic in that. If WWE wanted to book Brock Lesnar versus John Cena again, they had the right to do so. He got screwed out of the match. Again, WWE did not know what to do with Brock Lesnar as WWE Champion. They were forced to give him the belt, and now they're stuck. So now we're getting John Cena, Dean Ambrose at Hell in a Cell to pretty much open the show like has been reported. And then the winner of that match is going to get Seth Rollins inside the cell. Dean Ambrose needs to win this match. John Cena cannot walk out. John Cena should be there to enhance talent. John Cena should be there to lay down for the young guys like Dean Ambrose. Okay? Everybody wants to see Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins inside of Hell in a Cell. Gold. A gem. A classic. With the way those two work, can you imagine them in Hell in a Cell? That would be a great way to close the show. I don't want to see John Cena in Hell in a Cell, man. I don't. I don't care for John Cena's agenda. Cry me fucking river. You got fucked out of the WWE Championship. Get over it. Get over it. Okay? Done. Rematch clause is done. You lost. You got fucked. You got screwed. Whatever. However you want to put it. It's over. Dean Ambrose needs to win at Hell in a Cell. Other than that, that's your Monday Night Raw review. Alright? The Rock coming back unannounced and surprised everybody. The great way to go about it. Unbelievable fucking reaction. Great scenario. Going to be talked about for weeks. If I hear anything about Rusev and The Rock, I will let you guys know, but I don't see them battling each other anytime soon. This may lead to something with The Rock during WrestleMania season. I certainly hope so, man. If he showed you what he did last night, I'm excited to have him back. And I'm not the biggest Rock guy, man. Ever since he turned Mr. Hollywood, I'm not with The Rock. I'm not. But after last night, he was funny, he was quick, he was on top of his game, and he did great. I was glad to have him there, and he made an unwatchable show watchable for 20 minutes, and then WWE went back to their typical bullshit. So that's what I got to say about that. Unexpected, great way. I don't see Rusev and Rock going at it right now. this may lead to something with Rock during WrestleMania season. John Cena, Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose needs to win at Hell in a Cell. I didn't like the way they closed Monday Night Raw. Should have been the other way around. You don't want Dean Ambrose, who is right now is your number 2 heel, number 2 face rather, in the company. You want him going strong at Hell in a Cell with face reaction. You want that baby face reaction. You don't want any kind of hesitation, with Dean Ambrose. You don't want that mixed crowd reaction. Not going to be good, man. It's not going to be good. They should have booked it the other way around. All I know is Dean Ambrose needs to win at Hell in a Cell against John Cena. He needs to fight Seth Rollins inside that cage on Sunday. Whenever it happens, 2 weeks from now, whatever. But that's your Monday Night Raw review, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like on your way out the door. Greatly helps out my channel. And I will be back with more news and rumors for WWE, the number 1 source right here on YouTube.com, with Off The Script number 34 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Make sure you tune in and check that out. If you missed any of my previous shit, CSR, Joe Cronin, links are down below in the description. Until Friday, guys, take care, have a great week, and I will see you for Off The Script. I'll talk to you later.